talk a little bit more about this budget deal. Does it change the scope of what else the Trump administration and congressional leaders are working on when it comes to tax reform, or does it just it buys them a little bit of time? They kick the can down the road as we expected, and tax reform can continue as planned.
Yes, I don't think this settles anything, really. This, just as you say, buys time. They've been very focused on the Hill on tax reform. They want to continue with that. So they've devoted very little attention so far, really, to the other set of issues. They now have 2 more weeks to do that. That's not much time, though.
Doug, I want to talk about those tax reform and the spillover effects that we're going to see there. We are really struggling on this show to find anyone who believes it will be more than just a short-term juicing of the economy rather than having a longer-term impact to growth. And I know you did a very deep analysis of the Reagan-era tax cuts and concluded actually that there was virtually no net impact on growth. Can you just compare, contrast, and do you think there's anything different with the tax overhaul that we're seeing today that actually could precipitate stronger growth down the line?
Well, there are 2 ways the tax cuts can boost the economy. One, as you say, is the short-term approach, which is just to put more money into the pockets of consumers and businesses so they spend a little more. The other way is to create incentives for the kinds of investment that would provide a long-term increase in growth. What this tax cut will do, like some previous tax cuts, is to provide a little bit of short-term boost. Its effect in the longer term is likely to be quite muted. And when CBO and other agencies who have brought objective, factual-based lenses to this kind of analysis, we've found in the past is that most tax cuts have pretty small effects on long-term growth. It's hard to change incentives that much as to really boost investment growth and productivity growth in the long term. So most analysts who have looked at this tax bill or these pair of tax bills in the House and the Senate think there will be very small effects in the long run, positive effects on the economy, but very small effects. And I think that's exactly right. The short-term boost is maybe a good thing, except as you've just been discussing, in an economy with an unemployment rate that already seems likely to fall below 4%. Not much short-term boost is really needed. We need the long-term productivity growth.
Yes.
The short-term boost will lead the Fed to tighten interest rates faster than they would otherwise.